chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Get on board. We're soaring on top of
Surprise, surprise, surprise. That's right, yes, Flying with Mike actually has a little bit of time today. We are going to get a stream in. We're going to do it. We're doing a lot of testing here lately of the A350. There's a lot with it I wish that I see others being able to do, I could do. But, you know, it is what it's going to be. So we are sitting on the line here at Detroit Wayne International. One of Delta's big hubs was Northwest's, one of their big hubs. Getting ready to transition over to Minneapolis. This is actually a real-world Delta flight. I'll get you the number here in just a few seconds. You would be able to find this as Delta 2258. Works between the two. Now, I read a rumor. I'm hoping the source is true. They're going to have the shortest domestic flight here soon. Atlanta to Orlando in this type aircraft. So that'll be interesting. That is not a long haul. Most of you would be able to fly it. So, or would want to fly it. Let me rephrase that because it's not ungodly amount of hours in the air. So, but anyway, today we're going to do one of the other flights they do domestically here. Well, actually, I think it's part 2. However, you have to get off in Minneapolis because of customs, I'm pretty sure, not certain, and then on you go. One of the things that kind of irked me with this plane, is the jetways don't work. Don't know what needs to happen, what I need to do, but it kind of aggravating that every other aircraft works, but this one. So, especially now that we have the new jetways operations with good old X-Plane came out with the new update. So, kind of a little frustrating, if you will, with Flight Factor. So, starting to see. Well, we're not going to go negative on them. So you all can infer whatever you want. Anyway, we're in Team USA. A350 from, like I said, Detroit to Minneapolis. Let's crawl up in the cockpit, get this thing ready to go. I may have sat on the ground too long. We'll see if things will percolate into our favor, and hopefully we won't have to restart the aircraft. So we're pretty well along, I think. I hope, in getting the plane ready to go. That's part of what I was trying to do, plus get this surprise up and going. So November 521, DAL, getting ready for departure. The only thing we don't have realistic is the time of the flight here. This was, I believe, a morning flight. I'd have to go back, check my source, FlightAware, to secure that. Hang on a second. Another thing, a little, yeah, you can see there's a lot with this plane that just a little attention to other products that you had out for sale would have really kept you in good graces with people. And my fear is the one that put all of these so far now behind with all these great updates, they are treating just the same way. But anyway, you all decide, not this guy, because I'm not buying that. So I've already decided, just not buying the 777. As much as I love that plane, it's going to have to sit in someone else's hangar. And before you go, well, that's what, you hyped it up to. Oh, no, 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 I did not. No, no, no. All I said is I would love to see one. Doesn't mean I'm hyping them to, put everything else on the bookshelf like many of you pretty well yelled at them to do. So, not this guy. I'd get it whenever it comes, but it's not going to be in my hangar right now from Flight Factor. So, nor will it be from the other side of the fence. All right, so like I said, we are powered up. We've done a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We got our passengers, fuel. We're just like I said in the process, the final stages here, getting the flight plan all up and ready to go. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and bring Sim Toolkit in. We're going to take a look at this and see where and what we've got ahead of us. Like I said, it's a short flight, folks. All right, so we'll click Fly Now. Team USA up there. And here we go, folks. So you can see just a nice little hop over to Minneapolis. Got some rain outskirts of Minneapolis, but we'll see how that works with us. Today's flight, 228 people. I think we actually have more people on the plane, but the key, the zero fuel weights are pretty close. All right, so the zero fuel, now again, we're in kilograms. Again, one of those flight factor things. Everyone else can get things to work in pounds, just not them guys. 189,320 kilos. We're going to be block fueling 16,163 kilograms. And 228 people are going to grace us with their presence, sitting back there, and 29,500 kilos of cargo. All right, the route today is the MIGI 3 SLAP Q440 to IDIOM to Muscle 3 and in on 12 right. Now, the real world flight that flew earlier today actually came in, I believe that was, no, that wouldn't have been 17. That would have been 35, I think. We'll look at it here in a few. Cost index 37, and here's a number you don't see often with airliners, 40,000 feet. So, looks like a great flight ahead of us, folks. For the weather here in Detroit, a little windy. Out of the northeast at 8-10 miles visibility, and we do have a ceiling at 6,000. Not going to affect us on departure. However, We are starting that slide, folks, into fall. By the end of the month, you're going to be hearing the unofficial start of fall on September 1. Um, so that means we begin to slowly slide toward the slip and slide runways. So that's when it might become a factor. Okay, right now 20 degrees. I'm not going to be overly concerned, and the everything else looks good. Same with Minneapolis. Um, Currently in place an east wind, which is actually beneficial for most airlines there. That means west to east operations, which the terminal is on the east end of the runway, so they come off and right into their gates. For the theoretically, they may have to taxi a little bit to the other side, but anyway. But there are a few down south. Oh my gosh, folks! I apologize for all these yawns. But again, east wind at 6, so not too bad. 1-2 right's the culprit we hope to land on, and 8-mile visibility and the skies overcast at 25,000. Beautiful day to go fly with Mike. So why don't you grab a plane and let's go fly, folks, out of Detroit for otherwise known as Detroit Rock City, and head on up here to Minneapolis. You know I wouldn't. Can't get away from using that line, folks. All right, I'm just getting the flight plan into VATSIM. RVR will go, we'll be funny with it. And I am going to have to look this plane up. I cannot fathom it being a C performance aircraft. I'm putting it down as D. But I could way be wrong. Reason I say that, Airbus has a knack. Now, this regards to ARF indexing, ARF being airport rescue firefighting. In their aircraft hold the same amount of people as as many Boeing jets, okay? But, and it's an important but, they're a little shorter. Shorter enough to get the lower designation. Now, ARF index does not play into the per slash on a flight plan. That's all approach speeds. So that's why I want to look this plane up, because I really truly can't believe it's a C performance type aircraft. That's just me internally. Uh, but again, it's based a lot on speeds. I thought weight. Um, so, and I don't know if you can hear her in the back, but she is struggling to get from her belly some other way. All right. So, with all of that said and done, I'm going to bring charts in and we're going to look at this thing. Again, the Mickey 3 departure. Then we'll get into where we're going and all of that. So, Mickey 3, we're planning 3 left. Now, I'm a little confused. Hang on a second. Which one's 3 left? The shorter? Well, we aren't going that far. So, yeah, why not? Let's aim for it. 8,500-foot long runway. By the way, you can see where we're parked right here. So, we'll plan to push back face south, come down towards Quebec, and work our way over on Joliet to Papa. We're not going to need the de-ice today, um, but then we'll get over to Papa 1 and blast out of here. Okay? That's our game plan. MiGi 3, once we're airborne. MiGi 3, as you can see, we're going to go 040 to Louis Louis. Whoa, whoa. Oh, sorry, folks. MiGi, Monet, Moni, Money, however you want to say it, to SLAP. Okay, so over here, this is a little different, folks, just a little. We're going to click runway, as I've figured out through several videos. Let me double check. There we go. 2591, 3 left. That'll work. Making sure we have the right runway. SID, MIGI, 3, transition, SLAP. Now, over in Europe, you may not have transitions, okay? But what we're doing is we're doing exactly like we would any other Airbus, except it's on this digital screen, and the real pilots are working from here. And this actually is a mouse. It's actually right in here, and I can't even fathom working this. That's what it is. Okay, and we'll insert. Now, I am going to go up here. Why did you click again? Dang it. Maybe it's starting to take things. That's the part that worried me, folks. We pull that out. Put us on plan, just like we do any other bus. All right, so let's go to the MIGI 3. So again, Louis, the Joe. Where did I miss the Joe? Oh, I did. The Joe, Jaxie, Miggy, and Monet. So everything's looking good. Now, you're all going, where is the arrows that we click? Right here. Yeah, I know. Really a bit funky, a bit weird. There's Miggy, Moni, Slap, DNA, IDIOM. Be careful, don't call me an idiot out there. You're not qualified yet. All right. And I know y'all can't see. I'm just kind of verifying as we click along. All right. So from Miggy, hang on, to Slap, IDIOM is right across Lake Michigan. And then we start in on the Muscle 3 arrival. So we go IDIOM to Shea, Camaro, or Camaro, who knows, German, Muscle, Bakes, and let's see, we're going 1-2s, Wolves, Loon, Woodbury, is that ours? Yeah, Zasky, come on, cuz, and then we fly out till we're told turn in. Okay, piece of cake, right? All we do here again, folks, click and arrival. That's another way to do this. I'll show you one other. Again, what runway are we landing on? We're planning 1-2 right. Now, what I would really love to hear from is a real A350 pilot. Not one that just flies these kinds of flights, the shorties. I want to hear one that flies, we'll just say like Incheon, Seattle, or Incheon, Hong Kong, uh, Tokyo, Hong Kong, longer flights. Why? I want to know, do they fill this out or not? And you could be a Boeing pilot, but I'm more specific with Airbus. Boeing is real easy. Boeing to um, do that in flight, but you got to be careful because you could start circling back if you passed it. So you got to have things in place in case that happens. I don't know how easy that is with Airbus. I've done it and it works, but this is a sim, folks. This ain't real world. As much as some people tout that theirs is as real as it gets, no, they aren't. They're still game simulators. Some have a lot of fluffs, and some pour it into the dynamics. But overall, they're still a facsimile, not the real thing. I don't mean to burst people's bubbles, but I will. Okay, so our game plan. Let's take a look. What do we have here? Okay. Oh, they have us to go south. I did not see something going. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. We're going to actually go Woodbury, Zasky, Greek, Dooley, and then come around because we're on 1-2 right. Oh, and this is which one? Yeah, I will give Chicago some credit when it's due, and it's not very often. But at least their charts tell you what runways. We only get that off Turtle. So I'm going to give Chicago that one, that edge. You might want to pop champagne because you don't get to hear that very often. Let's see. So from Dooley. Okay. All right, now let me look at this one more time. Any restrictions? Turbojets descend via Mach number until 280. Slow by star, and I don't have it saying RNAV only. Reason I say that, let's go back. What I did, folks, is on flights clicked view approaches. Well, our approach for the RNAV starts at Greek, not Dooley. The ILS I could take on to Krug, or no, correction, yeah, Krug, and work my way in on the 1-2 right, into it. Which looks like I might drift over here to get there. Or, of course, yeah, all of them. So I am going to do that. Let's give it our best. RNAV Yankee. All right. Now we're going to be via Greek. Now I just shortened us up big time. Star, muscle, transition, idiom. Not idiot. Be careful, folks. Okay. Now this reads out pretty good for y'all. So we're coming in Minneapolis to runway 12 right on the RNAV 12 right Yankee. The frequency I am assuming would be the ILS via Greek, and we're on the muscle 3 star off idiom. So I really like temp, insert, and of course we're where we left off, idiom. Click, 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 click. So far so good, so far so good. Okay, let me do the same here and watch them change runways on me. That would be normal. See how I mean? Now, this is where we've got to really pay attention. Okay, so we're coming in, muscle. We're at Loon. We're going to Woodbury. Then Zasky. Greek. Ah, looky here. Dooley doesn't follow. Let's switch up to the RNAV. I said RNAV. Thank you. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so Greek, Teton, as you see here, Eden, and then we make that nice sweeping turn to Kersland. Click, hang on, I'm clicking along here. Zesty on Kins, and then the runway. Now, just so you all know, from Zesty, which is where we should be lined up, we're 9 miles out, so it's not all together. For those of you who prefer ILS approaches, this is actually a good one to begin trying something new. Many of these RNAVs you can actually couple to look and fly like an ILS. That's what they were meant to do. And it's fun when you can. Used to do it all the time into Juno, but the Sims either caught up with it or times changed, and that's not how it really is. Okay, so there you go, folks. Out to our next will be out to our hold at FGT, and then our run to our alternate Duluth. It's too cold up there. I don't want to go there. But anyway, there you go, folks. So the flight plan's built, ready to go. I actually didn't think I needed the time, but looks like I did. All right, now here's the tougher part. Once you're done here, I just kind of click, 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 click. Put us right back where we started. We get rid of charts. Yeah, like I said, you guys couldn't see it anyway, so. Tolus? What? The heck? It sure as heck does say that. Are you all reading that? Look. I'm dead serious, folks. This is the A350. Gotta love it, folks. All right, so now, next up would be the RadNav page. Now, that is actually, I don't think in here. That is the serve page, controls, I think. This doesn't even look like it. Not sure where we would go for the RadNav page, but anyway, we go to Perf next. Now, this is the one that gets me every time. If we go late, we go late, folks. I am not worrying about it. Hang on. I'm going to slide this over, bring this up. Okay. And then bring it back. All right. So what we'll do is come up to options, airplane. Here's our passenger load, 241. However, you can see our cargo weights are a lot less than what SimBrief said. However, the overall zero fuel weight is closer to what we're looking for. Okay, next up is the fuel. Now, this is really was confusing to me. Ended up putting the aircraft on its tail many a times. Let me walk you through this real quick, and if you don't mind, I'd like to bring Sim Toolkit in first. And I know you're not going to see this. The reason I want to see this is I want to kind of show you where to go. Okay, let me get rid of that page. All right, so now I'm doing this from Sim Toolkit. You do not have SimBrief down here unless you've added it here. Okay, go to SimBrief or go to your SimBrief account. I'm going to do something here real quick to try to help make this easier. Okay, bringing it just to our flight. Click the flight you're on, go to view. Now, I'm in a different OFP, operating format plan. Most of you will be in what's called LIDO. No big deal here, folks. It's just a different way things get formatted to show your flight. Okay, so we're going to go to the same section. It'll just look a little different than yours. If you've got a flight, pull it up. Feel free. So go down here to briefing preview. Okay, like I said, yours is going to be different. My fuel is right up here. Lido is not very far down. Okay. Now things are a little different here, but here's what you can look for. All right, first thing it's going to ask for is destination. That's destination fuel. Change the word destin in your mind to en route. You can actually get this from up top here. En route burn 8191. Again, kilograms. En route, there's your en route right there, 8191. This, folks, format's the same no matter what format. Okay. Now, we can get that real easy. Where things start to get a little tricky, alternate. Here, it's real easy to find. Fuel column's the first one, 3288. Put that where it says alternate. Contingency. That'll be if you've got it set up for a 5% contingency, 10%, if you do this. If not, it'll be a goose egg. Okay. Next up, you can see the word APU time. Not going to be on any of them. That's how long you think you'll be on the APU. I put 30 minutes. I've actually been on it 45 or so minutes. Taxi fuel, you can actually set up. I set 20 minutes. It's just wanting a time, folks. So 30 minutes, 10 minutes. It's working from that. Now, it's this last box, takeoff, TO remain. I treat that as what it takes for me to take where my fuel is at that point with the top 5 here filled in. You'll have a fuel down here. I take whatever my total loadout was, which in this case 16,163, and I subtract it from that number. And whatever that difference is, folks, that's what I stick in there. So that's how I do it. It is, I swear to gosh, I wish Flight Factor would make things like this so much easier, and they could. They won't. The 767, probably 757, just as complicated as can be also. It's so easy to make these simple. They choose not. Again, their company. As an old chief once said, Parker was here, he'd know the line. It's your company, lose it how you want. They're going to lose it. Because it's very confusing. You do it a few times, yeah, and even then you got to go rethink it real quick when you could have made it so easy. Oh well. So that's how this page works. So again, en route fuel, fuel to your alternate, your contingency, APU and taxi. See how they're times? And then your takeoff remaining is whatever this all added up to, which would be right there at that point. Just take that away from what, wait. So take these 5. Well, actually, these are the only ones that give you weight down there, but this will by how much time. Whatever that is, subtract it from your sim brief or whatever you want loaded, put it in, subtract it, put the difference in takeoff remaining, and that should equal what sim brief or whatever you're using to plan set you up for. Like I said, very, very confusing. And, I can also show you another one. Right here, folks. This is the famous, I only have the only other large aircraft from them, the 767. The pallets are specific weights. Each pallet is the same weight. In the 767, it's 9,800 pounds. In this, I really don't know. And I can't find it. That's the other thing that torques me with this plane. We got to guess it. So, documentation is really nice about the aircraft in general in the real world, not the simulated one they put together. So, um, those are very important numbers I would love to know so I can know how many pallets to load to maybe get that number dead on. Because LD3s hold less than 96-inch pallets. So, again, not my company, it's theirs to lose. All right, so that takes care of passengers and fuel. Very difficult sometimes. And to put this plane to full, you can't. You're going to have to go up here and add seats up here. There is no button down here to say full load. So, anyway, welcome to the world of Flight Factor. All right, next up is cabin. All you're going to do is be able to monitor your waste and water levels. I'll be honest, I have no idea how to reset these. But cabin lighting, you can work the cabin light. I have yet to see these work over here, so I'm not even sure why they're there. Performance calculator. This is where, again, little guidance from those that made it would really help on this page. Zero guidance. So, runway slope. Okay, first off, that's a difficult thing to find, but Sim Toolkit comes through with it again. Let me bring it in and I'll show you right where to find it so the next flight, if you're under Sim Toolkit, you can find it. It's right here, folks, on your flight planning, flight summary. Okay, right there's loadout, right there's your full flight log and route to include each airport. So you can see all the stuff to know about this airport. Down 0.1 because we'll round up. So there is a slight slope. Very slight. Enough, I would almost say zero. Matter of fact, let's just do that. 0.0. Click it, lock it in. Flaps. Good luck. It's your call, folks. Whatever you want to put in there. No doctrine in this plane to help you out. SimBrief can't help you out. Plane's too new. It'll tell you that. So it's really, these are things that kind of annoy me when they won't help us out. But I'm going to go ahead and go flaps 2. 28, that's good. Gross weight looks good. CG looks good. Headwind, I'm thinking is okay. Something didn't factor in right. Oh, there we go. I didn't click there. All right, so there's our numbers. 139, 139, 142. Okay, and so I'm going to put 135. I'll keep that one. 139. All right, and we're going to flex. Now, it does give you the flex temperature. Whether that's accurate or not, again, not a lot of this plane is. So, hopefully, and I don't know what noise means or any of that. I don't even think this works. It didn't the time I tried. Folks, there you have it. It is set now, ready to go. Very, very arduous. And by the way, folks, if you haven't figured this out, um, I had it up to putting the flight plan in before I came on. That was, I believe, at the bottom of the hour. How long have we been going? Yeah, 40, little over 40 minutes. Hang on a second. Bear with me. Not flying on any airline sites. Uh, and yeah, I padded this for an hour and 10 minutes. And we're actually late. It is just a very, very interesting aircraft. We'll try to be positive. All right, so let's go out here now. First, before I do anything stupid. We know I'm the king of that. APU's on, Gen is on. Okay. We're going to start buttoning this plane up. The reason I checked, ground power is coming off. So is air conditioning. Just to start with, okay? Now, let's go ahead, hit doors and hatches, close all. Okay, let's clear stairs. Now, again, in Flight Factor-esque, if you're not able to get if you're not going to do plane at gate, to use the stairs, you got to have the bus. To put fuel on the plane, you got to have the fuel truck. To put bags into plane, cargo, or anything like that, you got to have the luggage loaders. Minimum. Now, you could come in here right when you turn those batteries on, get all the screens going to include this one. Don't like that, but it is what they want to do. Again, they're a Flight Factor. And click auto config. And however you're configured, that's what it's going to do. So right now, it doesn't hook to a jetway, so you're going to be working from broken jetways. All right, so let's get everything else away. And the funniest of all things, it never sets the chocks. You have to. I haven't figured that one out either. That should be like number one. All right, so as you can see, the airplane is, but except for chocks, ready for pushback. Can we sound a hallelujah chorus, please? Actually, I found a quicker way. We'll brief it here in a second. All right, folks. Welcome to Flying with Mike and the glorious A350. You know, I'm going to talk to some people. I am beginning to think this aircraft's better than X-Plane 11. Let me show you a couple of the other things. I haven't figured out yet, nor will anyone help me to figure out, which I don't expect anyone to. Really, I don't. The screen over here doesn't work. These buttons don't work. These do, but they have nothing to do with screens. Just curious. Now, let me tell you some positive things. I have pummeled you with negatives. Um, I do find it interesting, while not something where I would put it. Okay, but I'm not trying to make this a negative thought. Um, I do find it interesting and potentially very helpful to those in need of trying to understand the dynamics of this plane. in this little, whatever they call it, OIS screen or whatever it's called, if you click here, user guide, this will take you through all of the different systems. Now, I think they've done a phenomenal job documenting systems. But that's about as far as it went. They didn't document how to operate the plane in front of you. There's a big difference from telling me, well, how the fire system works on the plane. Well, personally, in a simulator, I really don't care so long as if I have an engine fire, pull the T handle, turn it, or push agent, voila, the fire goes out. Or maybe. Or other things. Or what fly-by-wire, laws of that are. Great stuff, but can we include what is needed knowledge-wise to be able to operate the plane? So phenomenal, they did this. And it's folks, I downloaded this to my um, desktop, but I wish it would have gone to a tutorial from them, not rely on everyone else. Um, so I will give them, this is an interesting concept here. I kind of think I'm not sure if it's 41 pages or not. I forget the total length. I'm pretty sure it's more. But it's there for you to refer to, which, if you pop an emergency, if something goes haywire, might help you. I don't know. The other thing with this plane is the options page. I think really good. I'm going to do it this way because you all can set it up to your configuration. The big thing here on this page, like many of our aircraft, doesn't matter which side of the fence you fly on, we are now integrated to SimBrief. We can download our flight plans, our wins aloft, our performance in some aircraft. Uh, just so much we can do now with that link. Then you've got the Hoppy and the CPDLC and all of that. But with this plane, one, that part doesn't work that I know of. First off, that's not where I wanted to go. To integrate SimBrief. So when you do go to flight plan in in it, you can click right here where it says company flight plan request. Okay, you can do that and it works. Oh, one thing we didn't look at is our fuel. Here's your fuel load and your zero fuel weight, all of that right here. That was one page we didn't look at. That was my bad. But again, what would be nice is a good checklist. Now I've got a checklist. Hawker was nice. He found another one, although I had problems with it in the initial beginning, so I won't even look at it. Hang on a second. I think I know what they meant, but when they said engine 1, engine 2, engine 3, engine 4, I'm going, guys, do you even know what kind of airplane you're playing with and trying to make a checklist on? Yeah. So, yeah, I got one tossed right away. Q8 has a pretty good one to go by. And I used his video to help me a lot. So, videos, actually. But, yeah, here are your weights. I really don't know if we have such a thing anymore as a NAVRAD wins. This I don't know how to use. I'm going to pray when I do a deep dive into the FMC, it's going to come up, but you know what? They did not go page by page by page. So guess what? More than likely, it did not. So, but anyway, that's what we have going. Go to the performance page. Okay. Now, this comment I'm directing to all developers that put checklists into the planes. God love you. Love that you did it. Gosh, sorry, folks. Is there any chance that you can take that information, throw it in a PDF, uneditable, and make it available? Now, I could see where they might say no. Um, it would really help, especially coming into a new plane trying to get it going, or put together a really good tutorial. Really thoughtful inside. Rotate, you did a phenomenal job with that. Um, fantastic, fantastic checklist to go inside with it. Uh, that would be helpful. You got a checklist right here, folks. Well, that's the first time it ever clicked out, but you can go through it line by line by line, and it works. It's just awkward to try to do it there. Now, granted, that's where the real guys get it. I gotcha. I hear you. But anyway, so those are my biggest comments with this. Couple more come in flight, but their flight factor strictly related is that announcement features. Oh, I hate those. Um, just oh, they're anyway. Um, you can't get away from those. So anyway, we've spent enough time on the ground, folks. Let's get connected to VATSIM and let's try and enjoy the flight. Because what I've been doing, let me explain the basis here. Now, I've done a couple flights you've all seen, one to Berlin, one to Osaka, and back. I believe I came back to Tokyo. If not, it's still in Osaka. Um, those were to help me get familiar with the cockpit, and I'm still getting there. But I'm also beginning to build up to see if two things can happen here together. We did it with Fearless in setting up a long haul flight with the 747-200 on stream. The key in that is on stream. A lot of resources go to work in a hard way when you're streaming. And so I'm building up to first knowledge of the plane so I don't have, excuse my language, bitch sessions like this has been. Um, but two, building up, can my system sustain this aircraft on, say, well, we'll just take one of Delta's big long hauls. Um, Minneapolis, I believe it is, to Sydney. I think it's Minneapolis. If not, I do know this one. Atlanta to Johannesburg. And I know there's a prying ear out there that somehow hears me when I say the word JFK to Singapore. Um, I want to make sure everything can handle it. Okay. Secondly, am I connected? No. For I'm looking at this going, did I get connected? um, and how it relates to VATSIM. So that's a lot of what's been going on here of late. Um, 2258. Wow. I was going to freak out if they were the same. 2258 A359. Okay, that answered one question. All right, so I'm going to call on people. I really wish I could get some people to help me on this. 2530 on. Okay, so we know that's working. Okay. Oh, 2520. Click. All right. Now let's go back. FMC. Perf. I kind of like the old school on that one, folks. So, but anyway. So we've got the squawk code 2520 loaded. I sure hope. However, 1228. One, two, two, 800. Wow, you got to put it all in. You can't cheat like you do in Boeing. And I'm going to go ahead and get .ctaf. Oh, yeah, too quick. 350. I don't think I like this either. I just, it's kind of wonky to me. It's really weird. But anyway, hopefully no centers come up. Although it would be a good test, no centers is always a good thing while we're doing things like this. But if they do, they do, and we'll deal with as best we can. Or we will disconnect. Just warning people out there, if I get overwhelmed, we will disconnect. Okay, so just putting it in DTW. Oops. MSP. Okay, the Detroit altimeter 3020. Kind of wish this would work with the wheel, but can't have everything. The other thing that's kind of bugged me, and if y'all know if I'm doing it wrong, the taxi cam doesn't work. I mean, this airplane's got a huge wing, folks. You'd think that'd be something we'd want down here. You know, think and what they do, I know, are two different things. And finally, our initial climb altitude on the MIGI is 17,000. See, some of them it works, some of them it doesn't. We're going all the way to 40. KVS, everything else dots, okay. Okay, everything looks good. Constraints. And I'm hoping maybe I've just not got something set right, but the cameras aren't working in the plane. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get the A350 checklist just to make sure I have gotten it all. And again, thank you Q8 for a lot of this. Also, folks, we are running the mango sound on this. So let me know if it's too loud. All right, let's call in beta pushback.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
All right, that is really quiet. Okay, let me bring V1, or hang on a second. Let me bring this in so you can see it.
Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Okay. All right, here's my X-Pilot. Haven't touched it yet other than to get connected. You notice anything wrong with it? Uh-oh. I hate that sound because usually it means it's going to be a rough departure. All right, we need to make sure, first off, we can hear. So make sure this lights up and turn it up. Now you see the RX.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, 5 past 10's inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Now I gotta figure out, is it? There we go. All right, so you just gotta click on it, make sure your VH is showing available. VHF. Yeah, you have all of these up here, menus. Again, I need to get into the manual and really hit the book on it. All right, I think we can push back.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Detroit traffic, American 2258 pushing back. Guess what I forgot, folks? Now, the way I'm going to get over to 3 left, I don't know where Masaba's going. I'm going to go a little different route, I think. I hope this is, I didn't read the manuals, the particular Jepsons to say anything. But we're going to go north, over, down, and right onto the runway. Now, if it was snowy, icy day, we'd have to head over for de-ice. That day's coming, folks. All right, folks, so let's crank them up. Okay, doors closed. All right, here we go. Number I think they're pretty good sounds.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Oh, I know where I got confused. Why that screen? It's this one that doesn't pop out. All right. Here we go.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right. I didn't like that cutout, but I'll tell you, the Flight Factor A320 sounds from VSF, they are really inside. Outside, none of them seem to capture it right. But again, if they're a pilot, they're not going to necessarily be outside the plane now, are they? So, but anyway, folks, we're fired up here, and the engines are stable. Did he leave? He sweetly did. Okay. All right, so let's finish this up real quick. Pushback toes disconnected. Mode selector back to normal. And folks, let's head up top here. APU bleed off. That is right here. The master off. Flaps to and let's get the spoilers in armed. Okay. Auto brakes. Now this is a little unique. Now I'm going to assume that's never a good thing here, folks. There's your RTO. You're all going, oh, rotary dial? Exactly. Also put your anti-skid on, lock your door, ready for taxi. Definitely want that door locked. You don't want them coming in. Just kidding, folks. Door's now locked. While we sit here, let's check our trim. And this took me a long time to figure out. All right, so THS is 39%. Okay. You can't get to it. That I don't know how accurate we are. 23%. We'll go there. This I don't get one doggone bit. Again, documentation. Also, we can hit the if I can find it, there it is. Flight controls. Do a quick check. takes off. Interesting, we don't have a wing switch. Alright, so I said something about a different way. We're going to kind of go this way. Detroit traffic, Delta 2258 heavy, taxi 23 left. Something tells me I was probably supposed to stay over there. Alright. Did deselect, right? Yes. Alright, folks, we are slowly working our way over on this day of a surprise. Oh, wait, it's red. Did it disconnect again? Oh. Whew. Like, not again. I've had problems with VATSIM here of late. Not frame rates causing my problems. Just, I don't know if it's a server issue. This, I know, is aggravating me right now. Is me issue. There we go. Not sure if that's a airport firehouse. What do we got here? That's really getting annoying. Oh well. Again, simple things probably Flight Factor could go in to make this a pretty supreme product, but they're tunnel vision too much on sevens. So they let the A320 completely go unusable. Alright folks, we're about ready for takeoff. Alright, taxi lights are on, taxi. Right before takeoff, strobes to auto, landing lights will go on, taxi lights to takeoff. Clock, start, flex, toga. We are flexing the takeoff, folks. And Detroit traffic, Delta 2258 heavy departing, 3 left.
Yeah, it'd really be nice to have that taxi cam I see so many use.
right, so hope y'all enjoy the flight. Again, thank you. It is a surprise stream. Yeah, we're trying this A350 out. Boy, there's just so much. And you know, some of my problems I know is me not knowing enough about this plane. And it really hurts. I know how to fly the Boeings and the Airbuses, folks. That announcement guy really gets annoying. But we'll continue on. So, see how the weather works on this. But again, right here would be your CPDLC. It does not appear to be functional, just like the taxi lights, a lot of things. But, you know, you have an A350, folks. Kind of neat to see the graph here. I know some people, that's pretty cool. Me, I'm just so used to just show me my route, but I get it, you know, to each their own with this. Alright, so let me keep an eyeball on things. But I think this is where you would connect. Can see and up and up. So, ATCOM. Okay, we just passed transition. Oh, the flight partner is come here. Come here, little one. How are you? How are you? How are you today? So you're gonna tell me what I did wrong? I was sleeping. I'm the relief crew. Are you the relief crew? She's like, let me at the plane. It's my turn to fly. You got us airborne now. I take over. So, there you go. Look at all of that you can see. I know my screens are better than spreadsheets. Grandma, I like his screens better. All the color on mine. Oh yeah, I like this, Grandpa. We need to go up for real. Gotta first get my license recurring. And then find a plane. She's just like, let me at that stick. Let me at it. Born pilot. But anyway, folks, we are through 24,000 for flight level 400. I will be right back. I'm going to put the little munchkin somewhere. Hang on. All right, folks, we're back. Sorry to leave you on such boring screens. Team USA headed for Minneapolis. All right, let me kind of scan around here, folks. All right, we are up and in level flight, folks. All right, again, sorry for the long ground time, folks. We have this plane again scheduled Friday. We're going to go from Tokyo, Narita this time, down to Hong Kong. Hong Kong Fubi. It's a great cartoon, folks. But, and then, to see, tomorrow we have two 727 flights, the next plane. Have to say that because the dark side now has them. However, I will be flying the Dash 100 version. Hang on a second, folks. That is screenshot worthy. Actually, I'm going to put the glasses on. A little better. We'll get a little bit more like this. There we go. Just getting some screenshots, folks, for upcoming videos. And I hope y'all enjoy. We are having a really good day. Went to where my wife works and watched her give her presentation and all. It was pretty good. Then we had a good lunch. Things went a little faster than planned, and we were back here able to stream. So, now, a surprise announcement. I believe nothing's changed. Hang on a second, folks. Sorry, folks. The wife has the cadet for feeding, and things didn't seem right, so I was the double checker, triple checker. I heard that. It sounded like the autopilot kicked off, but it did not, folks. All right, so let's get rid of constraints. Go to airports and see how that works. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's go over here, do the same thing. I may have to alter there's something that has to be enabled. Get that on the ground. All right, folks, we have reached flight level. You know what? I need to get back on FMS. No, yeah. All right, I'm going to be calling upon you all for some help here. Where do you find out top descent distance? There we go. Ooh, look at her getting to dine outside instead of inside. All right, the only big thing we're a little concerned with is, and I think we're okay because yesterday I don't think I messed with anything since that flight. All right, we are is the sounds, but again, folks, I know I tear this aircraft apart, and a lot the flight factor's done, but it's just, oh my gosh, I can't believe they. There we go. I thought I had those synced. Anyway, that's again me thinking things. All right, let me see who's out there. 'Cause I know somebody who does know a little bit about this plane. Stand by, wrong screen. Let's try this one. Oh, none of them. Oh, he is okay. I don't think he flies this one. Well, anyway, folks, I may not find anyone on channel, but a lot of questions about this plane that I have, and really would hope for some help answering them. We have ahead of us. 3493 is following us, so is 2203. Huh? Are they? Are they? Men in Black? No name. I think the Men in Black are up here, folks. All right, well. They can blaze the way into Minneapolis for us. And by the way, that is ServInfo data that I was looking at to see who they were. But anyway, we are working our way there. We'll try Elevatex. I've never really seen what it can tell me. they're showing it way ahead of us. Okay. Oh no, we're still climbing it. I'm sorry, didn't I just see this at 40,000? And we're down to 38? What? Oh boy. I'm losing it, folks. Oh, but I want to welcome you aboard Flying with Mike and in the flight simming world. Truly since about 1999, 2000 with either Flight Sim 98 or 2000. I can't remember which one it started with. And then, like everyone, graduated every 2 years to the next brand new edition, which meant you had to get a new computer, get all of everything to go with it, all your add-ons had to be updated. You know the rigmarole, because you're about to go through it, folks that haven't been flight simming with us for very long. Still tell you, Flight Sim A Century of Flight 2004, probably Microsoft's best flight sim ever. Y'all can argue with me about eye candy, but when you boil it down, that was their best sim. Now, FSX, I'm not going to say was their worst, but it wasn't great. Personally, from what I've seen, minus the low-level eye candiness, they're about the same. And that is kind of sad, but that, I just couldn't believe what I saw with the streamers, how horrid it was, and kind of still is. But anyway, but I stayed with FSX through all of those years with no sim, and in 2020, my computer ran out of memory. Now, I say this not just because, what does that have to do with anything? Well, it ran out of memory because I made a mistake in how I set my drives up. It had nothing to do with FSX, as I've had many a comment tell me. And I took the opportunity to try X-Plane out. Now, I had tried it back in the FSX days. There is a reason I don't like the other side too. And I was ready to bolt. And it just, X-Plane was not the X-Plane you see today. So I stayed, actually got 2 computers in the interim. Thunderstorm took one. And I finally got a decent computer to run FSX, but it ran out of memory, wouldn't even turn on. So you see, it's not FSX that caused it. So, like I said, I got the new computer, X-Plane, and never turned back. Still running on that computer now, 4.5 years. No, coming up on 4 years. So, very happy with it. Gone through X-Plane 11, which it was phenomenal on. Did the change over to 12, still phenomenal. So very pleased with the folks at X-Force in the building of this computer. So very pleased. So that's my story, folks. Started streaming in October of 2020, and we had that learning curve to go through like you do any sim. New keys, new environment, much more realistic.
Just
in
how
nature.
realistic was it, Mike?
And enough to say, I am not going to my alternate now.
What's your
Duluth.
alternate?
Duluth.
I.
No, my alternate is Duluth.
Oh, God. Oh.
But no, seriously, the environment in X-Plane is extremely, probably one of the best I've ever seen in a sim. that is going to be one of those how the user sees it.
Wait, they have that alternate where you can put on your sunglasses.
Well,
You know
yeah,
that, right?
but I think they actually have it too bright.
Oh no, I agree. If you have to put on the sunglasses, it's just a little too bright.
Well, I mean, in an airplane you would have your sunglasses on, but the problem is well, no, the sun is kind of ahead of me now. So,
Yeah.
anyway, beyond that, folks, this last update was phenomenal down in the Caribbean. Enough so that I really didn't realize what St. Bart's was like to land on it. I'm still thinking they went a little over, but I'm here to tell you, they made it even that much more tricky to land at.
I mean, do
And-
you really think that? Do you really think that hill is that sharp of a hill, or is it a
That's
big
the
joke?
thing. I think it's little less.
Okay.
It just, from when I watch videos and I watch the airplanes coming down it, it seems, but again, I'm looking up the hill.
Right.
I need to really focus in on videos from the cockpit in.
All right, folks. Road trip to St. Bart's with Mike.
Hey, we might be doing that.
Let's go.
Hey, we're
I mean, IRL, I'm
surprised
talking
today.
IRL.
Surprise, surprise. We weren't thinking of flying today.
Were you really? I thought. Wait a minute.
No,
Yeah.
I
okay.
had the meeting with my wife and didn't think
I
I'd
thought-
get back in time, and lo and behold, we did.
There you go.
Enough time to give y'all 2 flights this weekend.
Oh, you doing another flight of this? Or is this the
No.
last one?
This is the, I probably will only do this one, have some dinner, and then think about it. I might do another one, and it might be down in St. Bart's.
There
I
you go.
might just shoot approach after approach offline to try to wrestle in that approach.
Well, you know what you can do, Mike, is you can set yourself up for like a 10 or 7 mile final preset on that thing. You know, we'll set your plane already up and ready to go, and you can just practice doing that, shooting that approach.
Yeah, I like though the whole working, because that approach, you gotta fly.
It's tricky.
Well, you gotta come down it right to a fix, and without it here, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get down to your altitude, and then you start looking for it.
Right.
And it's all, and man, God forbid you have clouds.
Oh. So they close that airport after that.
I mean,
Oh, we have a 120-mile deck. Yeah. Yeah, we're closed.
so I might, I don't know it, and then I want to do the same with Saba, 1,300-foot runway.
Ooh.
Try landing. Well, you're not touch and go. Well, you might do low approaches a lot, but you
Mhm.
might be able to pull a touch and go off.
Okay.
All of it in the caravan.
There you go.
Try.
I
and
like that little. I like that little thing.
So, but that might be later tonight. Again, it all depends. We've got the little rugrat until my daughter gets off from work tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. But the big question on my mind is top of descent, and I can't figure it out. Used to be right here. Alright, I'm gonna try something. Doubt it's gonna work.
Famous last words from Flying with Mike. I'm going to try something. By the way, Mike.
Oh. Yeah, what's up?
Bad Attitude went on an excursion today and he sent me pictures.
He did.
Yeah, I told him to post them in photo dump, but apparently he hasn't gotten that far yet.
Well, I saw him online.
Did you see him? Did you actually see his pictures? Took
No,
pictures?
I mean I see him. He's out doing something on Twitch.
Yeah, he's live, but he's out flying around the Grand Canyon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he took pictures. They look nice.
I remember what I came over here for.
Oh, Andy, what you going on?
Oh, don't you be switching runways on me there. Ground. Okay, they don't in on the 12s. In particular, 12 right. Real World, however, is landing 3-5. Why? Winds are almost a direct opposite for 3-5, and yet they're landing on them. Why are you doing that in Minneapolis? Real World. Well, we will not be doing that. We are going to be doing, folks, the RNAV Yankee to 12 right. And I'm just trying to get my descent schedule set up here. So 24,000 at Camaro. $16 times 3. Alright, so about 50 miles from Camaro. Alright, we got 79 to Shea. So about 20 miles out of Shea.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we're coming into your territory there, Duluth.
Where are you flying? Oh, how dare you fly into Minneapolis?
Yes, I am.
This is my town.
Well, gonna upset people because Team USA is coming.
Team Flying with Mike has crossed the border.
Came out of Lake Michigan and aiming for. Why are you doing that all the time?
What? Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, Airbus. That means the autopilot usually disconnected.
No, does it go ping?
No,
ping
it's
like
just
that?
a click, click, click.
Oh. I do hear one thing though every now and then. The attendant call button keeps going off.
Yeah. He won't tell me what he wants.
Hmm.
So what? Guess what? He ain't gonna. Here we go. Let's do that. Oh man, they actually have one for an emergency descent.
Oh my god, and cancel landing?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Now what? If it was the A320, it might be a little too cold back here. Maybe I should turn the packs on and you can breathe as well.
Oh, you think?
Actually, it's. Oh, that's right. 22 and 23 back there, which That's 70, 72 degrees. That's not bad. 75 maybe. Quit your whining back there. Or I'll just
Right?
turn it all off.
Turn it all up, make them roast.
No, I'll just pull the plug and forget to arm up the
There you
masks
go.
and
There you go.
depressurize.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, top of drop starting to show. Problem is, I don't know what a normal drop descent rate is for this plane. I'm going to go with what I'm used to.
Gonna find out here quick enough.
Yeah, I see it on the map, and then there is no weather in the well, it's west of Minneapolis right now.
Yeah.
But I haven't even looked down in the Caribbean to see if I'd have to set weather or not.
Mm.
But I might do that tonight. So did you have a good flight today, Mr. Duluth?
Mm-hmm. Literally no one showed up, but it was alright.
I've kind of got the same thing going, but you know, you're gonna have those. I'm trying
Mhm.
to just keep my eye off of that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help when you come on and pretty much tearing this plane to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I really wonder if this is going to be one of those, like, you know, the 727. You got to fly it next plane 11.
Right.
Because for the love of God, I cannot figure out how to turn that screen on. And anything that you would think with these switches don't work. They don't even cycle.
Hmm.
There's nothing. I mean, it just. Oh well. Tunnel vision and flight factor go hand in hand.
Yep.
And the sad thing is, what they had tunnel vision on has so many problems.
Doesn't always.
The 777.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have loved to have bought that, but no. Not anymore. Really wish Tolis would look at this plane. I don't know how long it would take them to develop it. Or if they would go into competition with them. All right, 45 miles from Shea. don't like. Oh, this. Oh, this is really different. Oh man, how I miss the A320 19 and 21, the dot. Oh, and that, by the way, I'm not ripping flight factors, just me not fully uh, up to speed with how the displays and all look. Holy mackerel. Normally, you guys fly the 319, 320, 321s, you'd see dots. There is none here. I don't even know how to put it in an open descent. All right, anything I gotta be ready for? ILS frequency, we're going RNAV, so we don't have to worry about that. Push knob in. I don't know how you would pull it out. LS will not arm the speed brakes. Here's the other weird thing, and again, this is not against flight factor. This is again against me not knowing how Airbus, what they were doing with this plane. You notice you don't have the famous rotary dial, you know, off, takeoff, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever auto on your brakes. You have this little itty bitty knob right here. Auto brake armed, but to what level? And is that even such a thing in an A350? Brake 3, got it. Okay, there it is. How big's the runway here? 12 right, 10,000 feet. We'll go brake 3 just to be safe. But again, it's it's a challenge, folks. This is not, to me, your normal Airbus, even though it is the norm now in many fleets. And wow, I'm going to assume the A220 may be very similar in nature to this airplane. We don't have that yet in X-Plane. I know there's a group working on one. Yeah, this is a trip. Alright, so we're not even going to be anywhere near where we need to be. Alright. So, we're going to have to figure out if we do that, if that goes into our hard altitude is 8,000 at CMO, CMMOE. Because we're 10,000 feet above where I wanted to be at Camaro. So we're going to after Camaro 22. I'm fine with where it's pushing out to now. Okay, cool. All right, folks, so there you go. Wow. Besides St. Bart's, looks like I have a lot of work to do with this plane as well. So, Duluth, when are we going to Singapore?
I don't know, where's Talker? We'll take him over to him. In other words, never.
Yep. I'm just building up to see if I could do one.
I
Like
know
said,
my computer, for one thing, can't handle 19 hours of streaming.
so far mine's done pretty good. But the longest I think I've pushed it was Boston to Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
I think that's like 10, 11 hours.
Well, still, did you stream it all, or did you just did you
Yeah,
stream
I
it all?
was streaming
Oh, you
it.
did? Well, then your computer's a lot better than mine.
And, but I mean, that's halfway.
Mm-hmm.
We still got another 8 to 10 to go after that.
Oh, by the way, it's bad that she posted all those pictures and photo them in general photo dump in my Discord.
General photos?
General photo dump in my Discord under photos.
Under photos. Okay, I'm gonna have to crawl back under my rock. He's behind the wheel of a real plane.
No, he's not behind the wheel. His friend is. He's not
Okay.
I made that abundantly clear. I was like, no, 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 no.
I'm like, oh Lord. Grand Canyon, we'd have to call out. I'm not sure who to get him out of the sky.
Yeah, right.
Pretty shots, though. Wow, those are
They are
great.
pretty,
Man,
aren't
those are great.
Aren't they? Like the one with the clouds right there. That right below his mug.
Yeah, I even like the ones above him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I know as a kid I've seen on one of the moves we did in the military. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I think I can remember the Berlin Wall.
Ooh.
Long before it came down.
Right.
This would have been back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me also thinks I've seen it too much now in movies. That's where it's coming from.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been 3 maybe.
Yeah.
So that's why I question that memory.
Mm.
I don't even know if we took, because back then you had only a specific way to Berlin. That was in Russia, or the Soviet Union, which it should still be called.
Right.
And you could only go a certain way in, and only halfway, folks. The other half was the Soviets on the other side of the wall.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm like, maybe I didn't really see it. So, I'm trying to figure out how to take the way StreamCord puts out that Twitch announcement
Oh yeah.
to
What do you
give
want to
it
do with it?
to others, to use that when I announce like to Mac
Oh, I can. I
Air,
can. Oh.
to use that picture
Mm-hmm.
instead of the little air, my little King Air flying.
Yeah. I don't. I think it goes by what's on your profile.
Yeah. And I would love for that to be what they see. So they ought to already know it's the A350 or the
Right. I hear you.
Beach Baron. All right, so we're down now to 22, and muscle we needed to be 17, so we'll just keep dialing it down. Now, are we above 280? It is time to go take over speed. Okay. Days is 12,000. Let's set that. It did. Descent a little harder. All right, get up here. Seatbelt sign coming on. The goodbye one is hilarious. Goodbye.
Mm.
That's seriously what he says on the 767. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I have no idea what he's belly aching about up there. Hang on, let me make sure I didn't screw things up. All right, cool, I didn't. But again, folks, the big thing with flight factor aircraft. Ooh, destination. I didn't put any of them. I don't even know where I would. But anyway, make sure your green mode C is on an X-plane. Your two transmit receives are highlighted. Either way, play with this to make it do that. Usually it's your microphone and your speaker. Once your speaker's lit like that, turn it all the way up. Because it stinks, you got it right, but you forgot to turn the volume up. Pump the volume.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Let's try this. Oh, I can. What's the weather? Weather or not? 110, diagonal 87. Outside air temperature there, 24 degrees. That sounds about right for coming in there. All right, let's try it. Let's see how this works out. 30, 23. Nope. Okay, so we got to get the translation 1023. That's stupid. All right, and finally, our baro or radio. Let's see. I am not liking this. I'm going to do 349. That is not correct, but... Okay, so they're calling our speeds, folks. 135 full flap slats, 174 green dot, 194. That's where you can start your flaps down. And VREF 143. 138 landing. We said 3023. Oh boy, we're gonna need speed brakes. Okay. We are banks where we were supposed to be at 12. Now we're shooting for 11. Alright, bear with me folks, speed brake time. Okay, Woodbury 250. Wow, we're gonna actually level off, folks.
What you gonna level out at?
Right now, 11,000. We haven't
Oh.
done that the whole descent. This will be the first chunk of it.
Nice.
Still nobody but ground, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ground. Oh, might as well get CTAF too.
Hmm.
26.7. Alright, so plug that in. Get the speed brakes down. 6, 700. He is really annoying. Alright, turn the temperatures again.
It's getting hot in here. Don't make me finish that.
Okay, London crossing the Wolves. And I believe that's the Mississippi River right there, folks.
I'm gonna be doing my own flight here in a minute. Minneapolis to San Francisco.
Ooh, there you go, folks. Definitely, if you're up and going, we'll bring it over
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, I'm getting it ready right now.
Let me guess, 737.
Spoil it for everybody, buddy.
Well, I ought to take my own advice because I told you stick with one plane and you learn it. You have.
Uh-huh.
You've done a good
I
job
have,
with that
yeah.
plane.
Thank you. I'm still learning, by the way.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
All right, 10,000. We'll start back down again.
All right. Well, this lands what warms up.
5
I'll be
0.
right back.
Yeah, at. Okay. The reason I had to look, folks, there's a fun little conversation to listen into at between JetBlue and these are real conversations between JetBlue and New York Approach, all over the word at, and it's actually quite hilarious to listen to. All right, activate approach, confirm approach.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes our aircraft will land at the destination airport. For your safety, we ask you to remain seated until the aircraft comes to a complete stop and the fasten
Sasky
seatbelt sign is turned off. When
9008.
preparing to depart, please make sure to take all your personal belongings with you. Attention international travelers, if you are continuing your flight, follow the signs to international transit area.
All right, folks, at Zasky, as you can see here, we make our turn to Greek and then we fly the approach. Now, I believe that is Minneapolis Airport. So, hello, Miss Cadet Pilot. How are you? Did you enjoy dinner? A compliment to Simlac mixed in with. Alright, so we're descending and we'll also need to start slowing. And that's again at 230. Alright, I'm going to get on Minneapolis. Ground frequency will be 21.9, which is about right for any airport. Always seems to be pretty close to that. Okay, so it's in standby. Okay, so 8,230, and then we descend to Zesty at 4,000. And then line up. Okay. Any other hints along the way? Nice clouds. All right, so we're at 230, coming up on 8,000. Minneapolis common traffic, Delta 2258 heavy, entering the RNAV Yankee for 12 right.
Minneapolis traffic, Mazaba 3493 on a 5-mile final runway 35, Minneapolis traffic.
Okay, good check. Everything's working.
Minneapolis traffic unit 467 is on the Killer 3 for the RNAV Zulu runway 35, Minneapolis.
All right. At this point, I think slowing to. Bear with me a second, folks. 43. necessity slowdown, so might just bring it down to 210 while we descend to 4,000. Oh, we're gonna just miss the scary cloud. Take us down to 4,000, Sulu. There we go. At Masaba, this is Delta 2258. You were for 12, right?
Negative. Landing runway 35. We're on a 2-mile final.
Copy that. We're downwind 12 right. I lost sight of the airport, that's why. Somebody, I think it's that Duluth fly character, put an airport cloud over the airport, so I can't see it. Let's go flaps. Arm the spoilers.
Minneapolis traffic, Masaba 3493 is clear runway 35, taxiing to the meter terminal.
All right.
Minneapolis traffic, 467 is turning downwind for the ILS runway 35. Minneapolis.
Minneapolis traffic, Delta 2258, right turn for the RNAV Yankee 12 right. Go ahead, that's a good speed, go to flaps 2. Flight attendants, prepare for landing.
Minneapolis traffic, Masaba 3493, crossing runway 12 right at Whiskey 10, reference the traffic turning final.
Appreciate you. Alright, coming around the horn.
And crossing complete for Masaba 3493 on runway 12 right. Minneapolis traffic, this is United 467, this is for Delta 2258. We are going to reduce to minimum approach speed to clear the conflict, because I know there's a conflict with us line 835 and U12 right. We'll let you guys down first for United 467.
Appreciate it. Delta 524 or 58 heavy. I think we're runway wise clear.
Sounds good. We're just going to extend our downwind here so that we do make sure there's no conflict involved for United 467.
Copy that, and we're 9 mile final for 1-2 right inside.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Coming down with the gear. Flaps 3. Flaps 3 set. Runway in sight. Going flaps 4. Set 150 for the approach speed. And take it down to 3,000. You know what I think it's time for? Well, that don't work. Been clicking at me all day long. And Minneapolis traffic, Delta 2258. We are approximately 5 mile final, 1-2 right. That was about as annoying as it can be, folks.
Minneapolis traffic. United 467 is turning base, runway 35.
Okay. Flaps full gear. Heck, I don't even see. There they are, down, locked. Like, we don't have 3 green. Alright, aircraft's mine. I guess I could have hopped up to 12 left. Alright folks, we are stable, coming in 1,900 feet. For some reason, I think we're dropping too steep.
1,000.
Uh-oh, I see a sun country. Hawker in with a predict and a subscription. Thank you, sir. We'll get the full particulars here in a minute.
400.
All right, we are right on track here, folks.
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Retard.
And Minneapolis traffic, Delta 2258 rolling out 12 right.
Be sure to check in with ground. Jamie's on. 121.9.
I gotta remember my gate. What was my gate? F14. I should have known that.
Minneapolis traffic, United 467 is on final runway 35, Minneapolis.
Minneapolis traffic, Delta 2258's off 12 right, switching to ground. Ring set, going to ground. Normally that's not like how I like to do it, but that's what we got to do today.
We're to CTF, United 1237, we'll see you.
Minneapolis ground, Delta 2258 off at Alpha 3 for Foxtrot 14.
Delta 2258 heavy, gate Foxtrot 14, taxi via Alpha to the gate.
Alpha to the gate, Delta 2258 heavy.
Delta 2258 heavy, just be advised, I think somebody might be at your gate, so I don't know if you can just slide into the next one or not.
2258 copies. Yeah, we haven't fully looked at the parking chart yet, but we'll make it work. But that's where the real one was scheduled.
Sounds good. If Foxtrot 14 is not available, Foxtrot 16 is.
Copy. May have to use 16. Thanks. I would have swore I turned those on. Dang it. Alright, let's pull that chart real quick.
Minneapolis ground Delta 399, Fox 10, ready for push. Delta 399, Minneapolis ground, push onto Bravo is approved. Push on Bravo approved, Delta 399.
399, the IDIOM mine.
Okay, after landing, flaps are up, spoilers in. Let's get that brake fan going.
Ground, good afternoon, United 467, we're off of runway 35 at Yankee. United 467, Minneapolis ground, welcome to Minneapolis. You can continue forward on Yankee, and what gate are you going to? We're going to be Echo 10 for United 467. Gate Echo 10, taxi via Yankee, Whiskey, Mike, Quebec, and cross, hold short 12 right, and I'll give you more when you get close. Alright, Yankee, Whiskey, Mike, Quebec, hold short of runway 12 right at Mike for United 467. 1405, push and start approved. Be advised you got one pushing off to your left, so as long as you stay clear, you should be good.
Clear push and start, copy on my traffic for 1405.
Yeah, he sounded annoyed.
Sounded like we had to wake him up.
Yeah, that or he was just freaking annoyed that he had
Hey,
to wait for another
F-14,
aircraft.
I think's open.
Really? There you go.
Called it.
Called it. Alright, what the hell? See here. Doinky, 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 doinky. Oh, who am I?
Duluth flag.
Oh, that's it. Alright, wise guy. I forgot what number flight I was today.
Well, as soon as I make the turn here, I'll look.
I got it. 1643, I think. Where is it? Yeah, 1643.
Maple Ground, good afternoon, Jamie. Sun Country 1643, looking for request ground. Sun Country 1643, Minneapolis ground, cleared to the San Francisco airport via the Liney 6 departure. Then Liney then is filed. Climb via SID except maintain 7000. Departure is currently unavailable. Squawk 6715. Alright, cleared. We're Liney and the SID 7000 and 6715. Sun Country 1643, Rebecca is correct. Expect runway 12 right for departure. Contact ground when ready to push. Alright, well, buggy when we're ready for departure. Sun Country 1643. United 467, cross runway 12 right at Mike. Traffic on a 5-mile final. Alright, cross runway 12 right at Mike for United 467. Delta 399, request taxi. Delta 399, runway 12 right, taxi via Alpha, hold short runway, or hold short of Delta for now. Are you able to get over to Alpha from where you're at? We'll taxi via Alpha, hold short Delta for 12 right, and A-firm will switch over to Alpha, Delta 399.
Oh my gosh, look at all these deltas.
And ground, Delta 1405, ready taxi.
Dude, this guy sounds stuck up in. Oh.
Delta 1405, runway 12 right, taxi via Alpha. Cross runway 4, you'll be following company.
Oh,
Alpha cross
Yes,
4,
and
following the
landing
company
channels.
for
Oh,
Delta 1405.
thanks.
Delta 399, continue your taxi via Alpha, cross runway 4. Continue via Alpha, cross runway 4, Delta 399. United 467, continue your taxi, Mike, Quebec, cross runway 4 at Quebec. Mike, Quebec, cross 4 at Quebec for United 467.
Alright, folks, we're in. Hang on a second here. Pretty sure we're
Delta
gonna
399, further ATC services in Minneapolis are unavailable. Frequency change approved. Have a good flight. Over to CTAF. Thanks for the service, and we'll catch you next time. Delta 399.
Yep, we're not gonna get the jetway.
Minneapolis traffic, Delta.
Oh, good. 6
And ground Delta 2825 at Alpha 7. We're ready to taxi back in with to gate Foxtrot 9. Delta 2825, Minneapolis ground. Welcome to Minneapolis gate Foxtrot 9. Taxi via Alpha Delta into the alley. Alpha Delta into the alley, then to Foxtrot 9 for Delta 2825. Delta 1405, further ATC in Minneapolis is unavailable. Frequency change approved. Have a good flight.
Over to Unicom, you have a good day yourself for Delta 1405.
God, he sounds like he's so annoyed to have to put up with EQC.
Nope, not working. Alright, we are in the gates. I'm coming off ATC, or at least to Unicom.
No, you're not. I'm kidding, God.
Yeah, I did.
No!
We're gonna see how Duluth takes off. Actually, let me shut the APU down. My favorite thing of this airplane, look at this fuel truck.
Oh, shit.
Alright, folks, so welcome in.
Just realized autopilot's on my screen, not me. Hold a second. There we go.
There's Masaba. They took off ahead of us. Oh, it actually has you as Sun Country.
I hope it does. What's
Well,
my
no,
livery?
I mean, VATSIM a lot of times won't.
Oh.
Who fixed
What do you
that?
go? I have no idea, but I like it. Hold on, what's it? What, oh, it's got my. Hold on, look. Go back over the page. Scroll back over there. It's got my. It doesn't have the right livery though.
Oh, you got the newer one or the
I
older
got the Tide. I got the Tide Pod livery. I'm live. Look at me. I got. Well, wait, can you? What the hell? Hang on. There. I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, I'll get it here. Hang on.
I'm hitting buttons. Hang on.
There we go. Duluth's live now. Oh, I see you in the cockpit. Hey, Otto's gone.
Yeah, auto
Wait a
go
minute.
bye
I
bye.
see him blowing down the ramp there. Did you throw him out the airplane again?
I did. Leave me alone. There you go.
Ah,
That's I.
where is... Oh, that's the
Hmm?
livery I have. I want this blue one.
Oh, that's easy. You can just do a Google search for Sun Country livery, and I can't remember which one it was, but they give you all three of them. The
Oh, do they?
Lake of the Cloud, give you all Lake of the Clouds, Tide Pod. You just gotta go thumbing through the.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the
That's the
most
one
recent
I
one they have.
wanted originally, and that's all I could ever find was that one.
How about this? I'll just link it to you. I know exactly where they are. I can link them to you.
Uh, you've got that
Either that
connection
or
on the internet?
I'm that good. I'm that good. Let's see.
All right, what else do we have here? For a second, I thought Hawker was here. There's a citation.
Hawker he might not be here in really, but he may be here
He
in
was. He
spirit.
made. Oh, what a guy. He's here.
Oh, Hawker.
Oh, by the way,
Hawker.
let's
Yeah.
while we're awaiting Duluth's departure,
Depatia.
let's take a look at the flight. Like I said, we weren't flying for any airlines. This is still trying to get myself comfortable with the plane with all the quirks. But really good flight here, folks. Actually, the landing felt pretty good. 187 feet a minute, they're calling it. I think
All right,
Hawker won.
Hang on, I gotta call for push real quick. Hang on. Minneapolis ground, Sun Country 1643 ready for push. All right, push to start approved, then taxi, and then we'll wait for we'll get taxi instructions from there. Sun Country 1643.
Nice to have you, Hawker. Nice to see you around. Glad to see you poking your head out of the office every now and then.
Oh, wait a minute. That might have something to do with it. There we go. Actually, gotta summon the bush back.
Yeah, you got to do a lot of things now.
Yeah, well, no, I forgot. I thought the way he talked, I thought he was already there. And then I did my parking brake and I didn't move, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, duh.
All right, so 187 feet a minute, folks. 146 knots. Okay, a little fast. Got to work on that. Well, I didn't chop power quick enough. I know that. But it landed less than a G. Folks were floating. All right, let's take a look at the specifics now. Well, while we await, over here at the once again updated Elevatech, landing rate 154 feet a minute, same speed, same G's. Punctual performance, I don't know how this really works yet. And an hour and 20 minutes in the air, not bad. Be gone. All right.
Be gone with you.
So, looking at Sim Toolkit. Let's get the details up here. Details. Hour and 46-minute flight, 458 miles, 8,500 kilograms of fuel. Out of curiosity, some brief said 8,200 pounds is what they estimated us, or 8,200 kilograms, sorry. So, not bad. Looks like they're pretty close. That's only off by about 190 or so. Not bad. Um, but the numbers pretty much the same between some toolkit and Elevatex at 187 and 146. What Elevatex does not show, maybe they will one day, who knows, that's why I'm in alpha testing with them, is this page. And this right here teaches you a lot. Where did we touch down? Here's the goal. That's your aiming point. You can see that in VFR conditions clear as day, folks. That's what you aim for. You can tell even the professionals that do this every day, they landed down here too. So that black mark, that's the rubber on their tires. Number wise, again, looks really good. We're going to try to rewind this as soon as we get Mr. Duluth on his way. Did he get lost again? Oh, he's still pushing. No, that's Otto pushing the... Man, he's cruel to that.
See the look on my face, the total utter confusion?
You got Otto out there pushing the plane backwards, man.
Yeah. He's blowing it real well. Wow. Wow.
Trying to get you in a good mood for the flight, Mon.
Okay, Mon.
You got
What are we in
3
Jamaica?
hours ahead of you.
2 or more.
That depends how many go-arounds.
No, hopefully none.
But anyway, folks, we really had a good flight. Let me get some toolkit out of the way. Oh, I clicked the overlay. Whoops. There we go. You got lights on? Oh, yeah, you
Do I have lights on?
Yeah, you did have cockpit lights on. It just didn't look like it.
Hola! Optic Oblivion makes an appearance. Hello, darling. How are you? What's going on, Optic?
And for once, your passengers didn't have to assume crash positions.
Not yet.
Hey,
What?
they're just kissing the ground for some reason because the jetway wouldn't.
They're
come
not
out.
even. Yeah, right. All right, Optic. Sounds good. Hope you enjoy. I hope you, if you want to, I'll hop into my Discord and you can talk to me in there while you're throwing a fits, watching people camp.
Uh-oh, someone let Spirit in here. Oh my goodness.
Where?
Taxiing.
Is that him right there?
Taxiing towards 1-2 right. I guess he landed
that him?
3-5. Yep.
There he is.
Spirit has landed. Folks, run for cover.
There's a ground stop at MSP right now because Spirit can't find their way to home.
Now that was because
Anyway.
Sun Country was trying to figure out how to put it in reverse.
We know how to put it in reverse. You just have to give us a little bit. All right. Lights, camera, action. All right. Minneapolis ground, Sun Country 1643, ready for taxi 128.
All right, who has the birds?
All right, Delta Whiskey, cross 4 at, you think you said Delta? Say that again? Oh, Delta 4 and cross 4 whiskey. Gotcha.
That must be Hawker hiding out on someone's channel. I don't know. I keep hearing a lot of birds.
I don't hear any birds. What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness, he's finally moving.
I'm moving. I'm moving.
Here they go. Will they hit?
I'm wondering. Minneapolis ground. Do you want us to hold position until Spirit finds its way home? I am too. We're kind of wary about him. We'll hold position until Piss finds his way home.
Boy, now you upset him.
I know I did.
Find out who that is.
Find out. It's Hawker. Hawker.
No, somebody from Canada.
Canada. Oh, wonder. Well, we'll give him that excuse. Obi, thank you for the lurk, honey bunny. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for the reminder. I think
What's up?
Hawker resubscribed earlier, and I didn't get the proper.
Did I say love or I meant lurk, not sub?
Oh no, you just triggered me to remember.
Oh, fair enough.
He resubscribed for 24 months at Tier 1. We sure appreciate
Jeez.
that.
There you go, Hawker. Where's my sub, Hawker?
He's
Okay.
been around for 38 months. That is just flat out awesome. And I'm glad I was able to give you a final win in the predictions here lately. What the heck is that out in the distance?
Oh, that's a really bad Delta plane.
Is there like a...
What?
I don't know if
You
you
looking
can...
on
on my
or
stream,
oh,
this little bump in the scenery does...
that makes sense. It does it every now and then.
No, it's like a little hill here. I didn't know there were things like that in Minneapolis.
Oh, really? Yeah, there's little caveats there.
Again, this is Simhaven, folks, that I've got. It's not 100% yet sure I'm sold on it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't pay for
Are you
it.
talking about
So
some Haven? Yeah, I was gonna say.
I didn't pay for it, so I didn't really have to get sold
Yeah.
on it.
Beggars can't be choosers. Apparently, I can't talk to it either. Yeah, let me turn my mic a little bit.
But yeah, we're watching you in the tower.
I bet you are. Ooh, that's the wrong button to hit. There we go.
Waiting to see Hawker out here. I haven't seen him.
Hold on. All right, over to CTAF. Thanks for your service, Jamie. Appreciate it. 1643. You remind me what CTAF is? Is it 121.9?
126.7.
Thank you. 126 points. You know, you're going backwards, not forwards. You want to go forwards. There you go.
I think the comments about Spirit should have been aimed at Sun Country.
I'm not a Canuck. I'm close enough, but I'm not.
You're closer than most of us.
Right? I mean, they've always said that being, I think we're like 3 or 4 hours from Thunder Bay, so do the
And
math
about
on that.
a 10-minute hike just to get across the border.
Right? You know, it's funny. You should, hang on, let me get this bird in the air, and I'll tell you something Bongo sent me the other day.
Uh-oh.
It was hilarious. Light go on. Oh,
Attention,
that goes up.
attention. Sun Country is departing.
Oh
Everyone,
God.
take cover.
You need to be quiet for a minute. No, I'm kidding.
Crash vehicles, stand by.
You just stand by, yeah. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country, 1643, holding short, 1-2 right.
You know you don't get clearance on this channel from Clarence.
I know Shirley. You got that, didn't you? Okay.
Yep, and don't call me Shirley.
I was waiting for it. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country, 1643, taxing under 1-2 right for departure. Shirley, you can't be serious. I am, but don't call me Shirley.
We're all counting on you.
Yeah, okay. God, that was such a meme movie. Oh my God, it was so funny. There we go. In 3, 2, whoops, 1. Hello. '80 knots, check. Going up. All right, gear up. Ooh. Alright, pilot activated. Boom, we're out of here. Minneapolis traffic, Sun Country 1643, airborne wheels up, off of 12, 1-2 right. Climbing now 2.2 for 320. Go switching over to Unicom. Sun Country 1643.
See ya.
See you. There we go.
And we're off VATSIM.
We're out of here.
All right, we're gonna try this. Let's see how this works, folks.
Gonna try to replay it.
Yep.
Nice.
It's
I know on my TV, on my computer, I can't replay it.
well,
But
I've
it's
got
just
all
on my
the
computer.
stuff out, so I'm kind of curious how to look.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we've been on the ground a while, so I don't know how far back it's gonna go.
Oh, that's true.
All right, let's see how funny it looks.
Look in the mirror. Subbed? Subbed? What do you mean subbed? Oh, you are subbed. My bad, Hucker. Okay.
All right, looks pretty good.
Yes, he says yes.
My favorite thing is when the doors are still open.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's funny. What's going on, Hawker? How you doing, buddy?
Ah, it wasn't supposed to play that.
Uh-oh, stop the presses. Jennifer Lopez is filed for divorce from Ben Affleck with no prenup. Anyway, moving on. I'm good. How are you doing, Walker? I'm great. I'm really good. Mike was confused. I'm confused. I know. I have him. I can hear him. I can hear. I have his stream up.
At least the doors are closed, not like some of the aircraft I put in reverse.
Right.
That is quite funny when they go out with all the doors open.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
What was that?
Mango scenery back. Come on, lock up on me, computer. Uh-oh.
Did it lock up?
Nope.
Okay, I'm watching. I'm watching you, Michael.
Uh-oh. Stopped in the sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I like how that's. What plane is that? That's the
A350.
I want that livery. I like that livery.
It's out there. It's
It's free, right?
yeah, it's free.
Nice.
It's not like where you have to pay for all those liveries.
Yeah, that's really dumb where you have to pay for liveries.
Well, Flight Factor's one of them that does it.
Yeah.
I don't think I like that sound.
What was that?
Boy, it really stutters quite a bit. Rewind. That was we're on the runway. Boy, that wing really flexes. Last shot, folks. Well, two shots. We're gonna look from the. Get it rolling again. Man, it stutters quite a bit.
I feel bad for bad attitude right now. I asked him if he had his head out of the clouds yet, and he says, "No, not yet. Gonna go with my coworker because he wants me to CMS 2020." And I give him the eye roll emoji.
Of course, we're gonna look from the tower, folks, here as soon as we get. That'll be the last one, folks.
You sure?
Yeah, it's just too stuttery. All right,
Hmm.
well, man, talk about wing flights. Well,
Right.
welcome to Minneapolis.
Oh, hang on. We have a VIP in chat. Who says Hawkeye?
You have a VIP
It's
where?
Saucy and Bossy. We have Ryan and Orion in chat.
Oh, welcome
And I
aboard.
Even I believe it's even Rosalie might even be in the jump seat also. Couldn't get my words out.
All right, folks. Well, as we roll off 1-2 here, we'll go ahead and put her back in the spot.
All right, you guys sit tight, behave. I'll be right back. I gotta.
All right, we're
Use
gonna
the
head out
laboratory.
off stream. We'll still be around a little bit.
All right, if you want to hang out with me, you're welcome to. I'm gonna squeeze over to my Discord though, so I can talk to my peoples.
Okay, yeah, I've
So-
got to get a couple things going on my side, like dinner.
Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you. How about this? I gotta take care of something real quick. I'm gonna jump off. Not jump off, but I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. So
Sounds
I'll
good.
talk. We'll talk to you later, Michael.
Alrighty, cheers.
See ya. Bye.
All right, folks, and we're going to be signing off here. Now, we may be back later. Oh, it did not bring it back with the ground power on. There it goes. Okay, so note to self. But, folks, it was a great stream. We flew from Detroit over to Minneapolis in the A350. We're getting a little better at it. Still a lot of problems I wish Flight Factor would address. Yeah, we'll see. But the next flight tomorrow, actually, correction, Thursday. I misspoke myself. Thursday, we have 727s flying. Dash 100s. No, they're not that other side, folks. X-plane. Tomorrow, we'll see what we can do. We may have some time to be able to stream as well. Friday, we're back in this plane. We're going to try a little longer flight, making sure the sim with the stream going with this plane are doing good. So, and that'll be Tokyo to Hong Kong. So, strap in. Friday's going to be a fine 4 to 5 hour flight. Hopefully we can be airborne pretty quick and get that flight going. So again, thanks for flying along with us, folks. We're going to find someone to hand this stream off to as we head out. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday. And we'll see you maybe tomorrow, but for sure on Thursday. God bless you all. And have a wonderful, great evening.